He looked straight at her, smirked, then turned his back. Passengers board through the front, he said coldly. Staff use the rear. The entire crew heard it. She stood there, calm, silent. He had no idea who he just dismissed. And in less than an hour, he would. At first, it seemed like a simple misunderstanding. A tired pilot. A busy morning. A rushed exchange. But it wasn't. Because what he said next made the cabin go quiet. And what he didn't know would cost him everything. Stay with me. Because the truth behind that airport encounter changes the entire story. 3 hours earlier, the airport was calm. Early morning departures. Soft announcements. Coffee machines humming. If you care about powerful black racism stories and dignity, subscribe so you don't miss the next story. Danielle Carter walked through Terminal B with quiet confidence. Navy blazer. Minimal makeup. Small leather bag. No entourage. She wasn't flashy. She didn't need to be. Danielle had spent 15 years in aviation leadership. She started in ground operations. Climbed through safety compliance. Now she worked in executive oversight. But that morning, she wasn't there as an executive in title. She was conducting an unannounced culture and conduct evaluation. Random flight. Random crew. Captain Ryan Mitchell was commanding Flight 4A2. 10 years of flying international routes. Confident. Charismatic. Admired. But also known for something else. Ego. As Danielle approached the aircraft entrance, she extended her hand politely. Good morning, Captain. He barely glanced at her badge. And that's when it happened. Boarding is for passengers, he said flatly. Crew entrance is around the back. A flight attendant froze behind him. Danielle remained composed. I'm aware, she replied gently. He chuckled under his breath. Then you should probably follow instructions. Passengers in line shifted uncomfortably. But that wasn't the worst part. He leaned closer. Lowered his voice. We can't just let anyone walk in here claiming authority. Anyone. The word hung in the air. Danielle slowly showed her identification again. Corporate seal. Executive clearance. He glanced at it for half a second. Then waved it off. Nice badge, he said. But I run this aircraft. A murmur spread through the jet bridge. The first officer avoided eye contact. The flight attendants looked trapped. Danielle stepped aside. Calm. Controlled. I understand, she said quietly. Please proceed. Ryan smirked as he turned away. But tension was building. Inside the cockpit, he joked about it. Some people just want to feel important. A junior attendant overheard. Her hands tightened. Because this wasn't the first complaint about him. Arrogant during briefings. Dismissive toward the crew. Selective with respect. But no one had formally challenged him. Until now. And at exactly 3:38 into boarding. Everything shifted. Before the aircraft door closed, Danielle stepped back onto the plane. But this time, she wasn't alone. Behind her stood the airline's director of flight operations. And airport security. The captain's confident smile disappeared. The director's voice was calm but firm. Captain Mitchell, please step out of the cockpit. Passengers watched in stunned silence. Ryan tried to laugh it off. What's this about? Danielle finally spoke, not loudly, not emotionally. Captain, you declined to verify executive credentials. You dismissed compliance authority. And you created a discriminatory interaction in front of the crew and passengers. Her tone never changed. The director continued. This was a live evaluation. Ryan's face drained of color. And you failed. Just like that, Command was transferred to the first officer. Ryan was escorted off the aircraft. He claimed to run. But the consequences were only beginning. The investigation moved fast. Multiple crew members submitted statements. Past complaints resurfaced. Recorded cockpit audio was reviewed. Patterns became clear. Disrespect. Bias. Intimidation. Within weeks, Ryan Mitchell was removed from active duty pending mandatory review and leadership retraining. His promotion track was frozen. Meanwhile, Danielle implemented new evaluation protocols across the airline. Anonymous reporting channels. Bias training. Command accountability standards. The same crew who once stayed silent now had protection. And that junior flight attendant? She later sent Danielle a message. "Thank you for showing us what real authority looks like. Because power isn't volume. It isn't ego. It's control. And composure." That morning, he thought he was guarding his cockpit. But he was really exposing himself. He believed he had control of the skies. He just forgot. Some people don't need to announce their power. They are the reason it exists. If you're still here, you're my kind of person. Hit subscribe and watch the next story too.